Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I was going to begin by saying, at the risk of alienating my two friends on the different side of this issue, I would like to make a statement about the small refinery exemption. We do have one small refinery. You and I talked about this, Mr. Benevento, in my office, that really qualifies. It's not a large, nobody's probably ever heard of the company, but it does employ several hundreds of West Virginians, and it's very significant, has a long history of being in this part of our state. Unfortunately, for this particular small refinery, they have a federal court decision that says that their small refinery exemption application is worthy of reconsideration. And our frustration, and my frustration that I've talked with Administrator Wheeler about, is that the EPA has failed to sufficiently reconsider this. So I would put that on your table. I don't really need a response from you except to acknowledge that you would, obviously you're going to be looking into this, but that you would look at this specific case in terms of a reconsideration of its denial.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to move to another issue that I've worked hard on in this committee, and many of us are extremely concerned about. Again, I mentioned it to you in my office, and this is the PFAS issue, the contamination that we've seen near our military bases because of the firefighting foam, which I shared with you. At least one of our incidents of PFAS contamination was caused by that, or thought to be caused by that. And we've really been pushing hard for EPA. We've had administrator here. He said we're going to be working on a drinking standard for PFAS to get to the maximum contaminant level, which we've yet to see. But we have recently received assurances from the agency that they are going to move fast and furious, we hope, on establishing this maximum MCL standard for PFAS. So this will be a crucial step for us, and I think for the country. I mean, if you see more and more pervasive use, obviously, of the chemicals, but also a lot of unknowns, that's what we're trying to determine using the science to get to a safe level. So again, this is a high priority for many of us here, not just on the Senate side, but over on the House side. Certainly the chairman's been involved with this and many others. I don't know if you can add anything to that issue, what steps might be, that what you would see in your new position to be able to be helpful here.
Thanks, Senator. We've taken a two-track approach to PFAS. One is outlined in the PFAS action plan, which outlines sort of short-term and long-term steps that we're going to be taking to try and address this. But at the same time, it's been really important, and I worked on this when I was a regional administrator, to address PFAS where it's found in the country. So make sure that we cut off all exposure. Part of our plan and part of the PFAS action plan and part of the administrator's commitment was to set a maximum, or was to examine, go through the regulatory process of establishing a maximum contaminant level. We've taken the first step in that, which is where we made a regulatory determination that it warrants moving to the MCL process, and we're doing that right now. We're doing that as quickly as possible, but it's important that we do it correctly. We need to make sure that the science warrants, when we have the backup science and we meet the regulatory or the legal statutory requirements to set an MCL. Because there will be entities out there that are going to be closely looking at what we're doing. So we have taken that first step to setting the MCL. We're moving as quickly as science allows us to move, and as quickly as the statute allows us to move.
So here's what worries me, because in between the words of what science allows, and I emphasize the need for science in this area. We've been looking at this issue very aggressively for 4 to 5 years when it was first determined that it was found near these bases with the firefighting foam, and trying to get remediations for small cities, which we were able to get for our small city of Martinsburg. But I would just say that time is of the essence here. I think that this is so pervasive, and I don't know what the damage can be, but I can't run the risk of having a seat here and knowing that I have grandchildren, I've got children, and I'm not sure that their drinking water, or the level of this particular chemical in their drinking water, is at a safe level. That is a major concern all across this country. So I would just reemphasize, quicker is better. more aggressive is better, and using the science, yes, but also we all know things can get expedited and move faster if you have the passion behind it. So I would encourage you to move in that direction in your new position. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I just want to assure you, where we find PFAS, we are making sure to cut off exposures. It's very important. Your point is a very good one, and we are diligently trying to do that. Thank you.